So, TJ, we're here a couple of days before the NBA Combine. We're in Chicago. Um, you were the last guy invited to this, as far as we know right now. What was that process like? First of all, thinking you're not invited, and then getting a last-second call.
Um, it was pretty stressful to know you had a chance to be invited and then come up short. It was stressful, and then when I got the phone call last night, obviously I was ecstatic that I was able to come to the combine, and I'm just going to come here and play hard and do the things that I do. I'm not going to try to be anything different that I'm not.
Teams have obviously seen quite a bit of you. You played at the highest possible level of college basketball the last couple of years. What can you show them here that they don't already know about you?
I think I got to come here and make open shots. I don't think I did that very well this past year. No, I made some open ones, but if I make it at a consistent level, that'll be really good for my game.
Most guys are way better shooters with their feet set than they are off the dribble. Just the stats say that you're pretty much the opposite, and also your form seems to be significantly different in terms of your release point and all that. Do you agree with that? And what do you think about that moving forward? Is that going to change at all?
When I'm off the dribble, I'm more of a jump shooter, and when I'm, spotting up for a three, I'm more of a set shooter, and it's just more comfortable for me, being a set shooter when when I'm spotting up for a three. But I agree with my form's different, on my jump shot than my three, but it's comfortable for me, so I'm not going to change it.
What can you bring an NBA team if you were asked to step on the court tomorrow?
I'll be able to bring the ability to run an offense and play really hard on defense, and I'll especially know my role. I'm not going to try to be something that I'm not, which I think a lot of people do in the NBA. But those three things I think are key, and once I get my shot at a consistent level, I think that brings an all-around game.
Does it matter to you, like where you would get picked, or what team would draft you, or if you didn't get picked? I mean, would you be comfortable, trying to make a team in another way?
Yeah, I'm obviously not expected to get drafted, and if I do, it wouldn't probably be very high. But if I go undrafted, I would work my hardest to get on a team any way possible and play in the NBA. That's my ultimate goal.
Do you think that playing with so much talent around you the last few years, guys who were McDonald's All-Americans, would that maybe help prepare you a little bit for what your role would be in the NBA?
Yeah, playing with those guys obviously helped, and in the competition too that I played against, I think prepared me as well. We played against probably a top 5 pick this year, and D'Angelo Russell, and I played against a lot of guys, whether it be at Duquesne or in the Pac-12, and the Pac-12 has a lot of NBA guys, and I think it's a little bit of both.
What was it like playing under Coach Miller? What are some of the things that he tried to instill in you, and what are you going to take from that moving forward in your career?
Coach Miller, he was the best. I'm going to miss playing for him, and he just always taught me, I have to be a coach on the floor no matter what. I have to keep my composure and, be that coach on the floor. If, players see me all messed up out there because I made a bad play, that doesn't help out our team. So he kind of just said next play and be that coach on the floor, and that's what I've tried to take to the next level.
You're not the tallest, the longest, or the most athletic guy out there, but you were nevertheless one of the best defenders in college basketball. How did you compensate for those for that, for your deficiencies physically in other areas?
I've always been like that when whether it be growing up, playing in high school, or in college, and I always wasn't the biggest, and I kind of said to myself, I'm never going to be the biggest, I'm never going to jump higher than a lot of people, but one thing they can't take away from me is how hard I work, whether it be on offense or defense, and kind of take pride in how hard I work diving on the floor, and just saying to myself, you know, there's a lot of players on this floor that are, you know, physically bigger and better than me, but, you know, they're not going to work harder than me.
Watching the playoffs here the last few weeks, are there any guys that you've been studying that you're trying to take anything away from?
You know, I've been watching Dellavedova from the Cavs, and I was really watching JJ Barea from the Mavericks a lot. I watched a lot of his games this year, and just like what Dellavedova does for the Cavs is obviously they have LeBron, but he knows his role and he does it well, and that's something I take away from him.
Thanks so much. Best of luck. Appreciate it.